followed that up by going to, Michigan State. We followed that up by, Minnesota. Penn State was 3 weeks later. So it was, I think there was enough removed where it didn't affect us moving forward. But yes, that was that. We had those losses in previous years where you look and you say, if we hadn't lost this game, what could have been? And going into the 97 season, and every single week we said, hey, don't let it be this week. And the Iowa game could have been that loss where we'd have looked back 25 years later and said, gosh, if it wasn't Iowa.
And I contend, and I've said earlier, I have planted my flag that Gonzaga will win it because they have 3 NBA caliber players at least. My scare is what I'm basically saying is we're gonna have the first undefeated team since 1976 in college basketball. Right. And the other thing is that they haven't faced any adversity this year at all. And find me a champion that hasn't faced some adversity at some point.
They'll have some during the tournament.
In any sport.
I know, you're right.
Like Tampa in football, they were 7-5.
Yeah.
Go back to the Moses Malone Philadelphia 76ers or 83. Faux. They won. Actually, they
UNLV champion, their championship season. They did get into a 2-point win against Ball State in the Sweet 16 that people, comfortably forget about.
Was that when the great Paris McCurdy was on?
I think
Ball
so.
State? All right, we have some ticket text. Michigan looked like a team that had no energy. The last couple of weeks, they've had a brutal schedule. It was only a matter of time before it collapsed. That's what worries me when it comes to the big dance. First cliche there. Big Ten regular season is tough. Big Ten tournament is tough. Hopefully they'll have something left. Okay? Losing allows doubt in yourself to creep in. Winning builds confidence. There is never a good loss. All right, we have a couple more texts I want to read a little bit. 248-539-9797. Still ahead, the possibility of the Lions drafting another tight end. 87 minutes.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. The radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike C Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
Aaron Henry would score 22 points to lead Michigan State to a tougher than expected 64-58 win over Indiana last night at the Breslin Center. Next up for the Spartans will take on Michigan tomorrow night at Chrysler Center. Wolverines go into that game coming off a 76-53 loss last night to 4th-ranked Illinois. Following that setback, head coach Juwan Howard said the game will serve as a teachable moment for Michigan.
This is a game truly you can learn from, and we will learn from a loss like this. And the type of performance that we gave tonight was not acceptable at all. We're going to come in tomorrow, watch film, and see what areas where we can improve on.
In the Horizon League tournament last night, Oakland University defeats Youngstown State in overtime, 87-83. Detroit Mercy loses on a last-second basket to Northern Kentucky, 70-69. Here's Titans head coach Mike Davis.
We played well with the man, but they did a great job of just being right there the whole time. Thought we had a couple stretches where we could have got to 7 or 8, and they didn't. We gave up 3 offensive rebounds for the win.
The Tigers get 2 scoreless innings of work yesterday from Casey Mize in a 6-1 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tough night for the Red Wings. They fall on the road to the Columbus Blue Jackets last night, 4-1. The Pistons are back on the hardwood tonight as they're in Tampa for a game against the Toronto Raptors. A contest that was delayed for a night due to the Raptors' recent issues with COVID-19. Coverage gets underway at 6:35. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, thank you, Gio. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. You want to see a heartbreaking finish? Go online and try to Google the end of the U of D game. Well, it was on the ESPN Plus. I saw the end of it live. It was just heartbreaking.
Stoney, I just read the play-by-play, and it's like 20 different lines. And it is just painful to read.
Oh, I know.
Much less watch.
3 offensive rebounds they gave up at the buzzer after a kid missed a free throw that would have put him up 2 points. Anyway, some more ticket text on whether there is such a thing as a good loss. Michigan got their clocks clean last night, so I don't think that qualifies as a good loss when you get killed, but there could be some silver linings there. A good loss is when a 16 seed loses to a 1 seed by 5, not the number 2 in the country losing by 20 at home during the regular season. Absolutely. See, I agree. In those situations, close games for teams that, are huge underdogs, it's a decent loss. It's a good loss. However, if it's in the NCAA tournament, you have the rest of your life thinking, oh my God, if we would have only made one more shot, we could have put off the upset of the year. So maybe that's not a good loss. Mark in Hartland is interesting. I don't think there's ever a good loss, but I think an argument can be made for necessary loss for the same reasons that you guys mentioned, that while no loss is ever good, sometimes they are necessities or end up being beneficial because the result is the loss. The energy, you focus on your energy or a resurgence, and you basically turn it around, do something better because of it.
Just in general, and most teams that have won championships in sports history have faced a little bit of humble pie at some point. I defer to Greg on this a little bit. College hoops, best 2 teams in the last in this century: 2009 Carolina, 2012 Kentucky.
That's a pretty good 2 to start with. Yeah, I'll say that.
Roaming through their seasons, I know that Kentucky team lost that heartbreaker to Indiana on New Year's Eve. Remember on that 3-pointer?
Yep.
And then Kentucky really didn't have one. Carolina really didn't have one. They lost it to unranked Boston College at home.
And that's hardly, though. I mean, they're still strolling through the season. I really don't think that counts as adversity. Like, they're in a really tough stretch.
My point is that I don't believe anybody thinks this Michigan team is that good. So there's very few instances in college basketball where I'll use the word Greg used, roam through the season and roll, and you really don't have that moment of doubt.
Well, here's the other thing about Gonzaga and picking them to win. They're probably going to be the number 1 overall seed. You know the last number 1 overall seed to win the NCAA tournament?
Was that Carolina back in the 1?
It's Louisville. 13. And they don't even have a championship anymore.
And they beat
Michigan, Kentucky.
That's right. And Gonzaga doesn't have Luke Canton. Just remember that. There's no eligibility left. That's right. All right. Yesterday, Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Lions, and Brad Holmes, the general manager, spoke to the media. Look, you knew they weren't going to give too much intel about what they're going to do free agency-wise or what they're going to do draft-wise. But there were a few kind of, interesting nuggets out of there. And if I had to pick anything that I was remotely really, maybe optimistic about, here's Dan Campbell talking about types of players and what type of positions they should draft.
For me, I sure don't want Brad feeling like he's got to chase positions in the draft. I want him to be able to say, man, this is the guy. These are our guys that we love, and let's feel like this is a outstanding player that we all love, and let's not feel like we have to. Well, we don't really love this guy, but man, we need a linebacker.
That's music to my ears. I don't know about anybody else. A lot of people always believe there are people who believe in need. With the Lions, every position practically is need, right? So it's a lot easier, but I like the philosophy of as long as it's, obviously kicker or if you're, like not this year obviously, but if you're a team that has 3 really good wide receivers, you're not going to probably draft a wide receiver. But in this situation, we need help on defense, but if we believe our intel, our rankings, our board has a wide receiver far and away ahead of any defensive player at a position need that we might have more, take the best player, right? Am I wrong here or no?
No, I think you're right, and that's always that. Do you draft for need or do you draft the best available? And when you're drafted in the top 10, I really believe you got to draft the best available. Unless there is a quarterback would be the only different situation where if there's a franchise quarterback, that's a different story. But when you are drafting that, you're obviously drafting there because you need lots of things. Your season didn't go well. We know the Lions need a whole bunch of defense. We know that they need receiver. We know that they need offensive line. We know that they need depth at the running back position. There are a number of needs. So I really believe, like you do, picks next year. You've got 2 more first-round picks the year after that, and you need so much talent. You have to accumulate as much talent as possible because you do need it everywhere.
Yeah, look, we in this town are jaded by a particular position. Rightfully so. You can go back decades. David Lewis, the Lions took in the first round. He really wasn't much. Pettigrew was a decent player. He was picked 20th, but, you know, so that pick I'll give him a pass on. Ebron, obviously, not the right selection. Look, T.J. Hawkins is a really good player, but most people believe you don't take a tight end, number 8. Dan Campbell, who played tight end, more of a blocking tight end in his NFL playing days, was asked how he will use the tight end, and I don't know if this gives anybody pause or not.
I mean, if you look at what we did with Jared Cook last year, he really didn't have his hand in the ground very much at all. He was used more as a slot, and we'd split him out and get him isolated, see if they play man-to-man. But so when you have a guy like that, or you have weapons like that, then you can, you know, these guys can be used a little bit more like receivers.
Okay. That means Kyle Pitts to me, right? Not that he's going to take him, but that type of receivers who's talking, look, Kyle Pitts will assumingly be a much better pro than Jared Cook, who's a good player.
Yes.
Okay, but Kyle Pitts, in all the quote-unquote mocks, is most people have him in a top 10 pick.
Yes. And because he is 6'6", he is 245 pounds. He is today's tight end build.
Correct.
And not only that, but right now everybody's trying to project what his 40 time is going to be. Everybody thinks it will be somewhere around 4.5. If he runs under 4.5, if he breaks that, now all of a sudden you're talking about receiver speed, and you can use him and his size to create a mismatch. And one of the other things Dan Campbell said was that, you know, if you can win one-on-one matchups, if you can win one of those one-on-one battles, if you can create mismatches, then you're going to have an advantage. And we want more of those guys that can do that. And Kyle Pitts is a guy that will be a matchup nightmare in the NFL.
Okay, so barring any trade, the Lions with the 7th pick, you got Kyle Pitts sitting there. Let's say you got Devontae Smith sitting there. You got, I don't know, Rashawn Slater, the offensive lineman from Northwestern, sitting there, and maybe one of the quarterbacks. I don't want Kyle Pitts, and maybe it's just because I'm so jaded, but you mentioned, John, rightfully so, the one-on-one matchups. Would you be pissed off if they took Kyle Pitts at 7?
I wouldn't be pissed off if they took him at 7. Now, if Jamar Chase was there, and it was between Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts, then I would be a little bit upset. And
Really?
Yeah, because and what we talked about was Devontae Smith, and I think everybody understands where I'm at. I'm not sure that he can get off the line of scrimmage in the NFL on a regular basis. I don't know that he can be the weapon that he was in college. I hope I'm wrong. I like the kid. I hope he's successful. I don't want to have that gamble here in Detroit at number 7. So Jamar Chase, he's got the size, he's got the speed, and you pointed this out yesterday, Stoney. Between the 2 receivers in LSU 2 years ago, it was Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase was their number 1 target, and we saw what Justin Jefferson did in his rookie year with the Minnesota Vikings. I think he has a huge upside. I would like to see that. But if he's not there, if he's off the board, and you're taking the best available ahead of, because I think Kyle Pitts is ahead of Rashawn Slater. I would put him ahead of Devontae Smith in regards to the matchup that he can create in the NFL. It's just tough because you can use him as a slot receiver.
Would you put him ahead of Micah Parsons and or Trey Lance? Well, I know you're a Trey Lance guy. You're probably going to call him TL.
No, he hasn't earned the right to have a nickname or go by initials yet. He's a rookie. We'll learn his name in year 2 or 3. But that's a really good question. And so I look at it as, all right, we're playing a long game here in Detroit. We want as much talent as possible, but we also know that we have a quarterback in Jared Goff that has had success. And I'm talking through this as I think through this. I probably would take Micah Parsons at that position. God, that's a really good question.
Dub,
Stop me.
where do you stand on the Kyle Pitts issue?
Okay, I adamantly am against it when I think about the position.
Yeah.
It just...
He's not going to be setting the edge. He's not going to be a blocking tight end. He will
but
be a receiver. He may carry the TE
is he a
in
number
the
one?
program.
Is he a number one receiver? If he's going to be a receiver, is he a number one receiver? Because here's the thing: two things with him. I think he's the most sure thing in the draft. I really do.
And you wouldn't want that sure thing at number 7?
I'm having a tough time swallowing the tight end pill again.
Right,
The
we're
best,
jaded.
the best example to take him, if you truly believe he is what he is Calvin Johnson. The best thing Matt Millen ever did was not be afraid to go to the wide receiver well again. After it was a big mistake what he did with the 3 in a row.
Right.
But it was the right move. He drafted the right player. Now, maybe you could argue Joe Thomas in hindsight. I don't think you can argue.
No.
To me, and that's the argument for Pitts. Just because previous mistakes have been made, if you really think this guy is above and beyond everybody else, you take him.
And especially the mistakes were made by not you, not Brad Holmes, not by this administration. They got a fresh slate. They look at things completely different. Our
I'd
telephone
like to
number-
do it just quickly, though, a little digging on Pitts if I were them and find out. I thought it was strange how he sat out throughout the year.
Yeah. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Coming up at 7:35, the best number 98 right now. Heather with news next.
Well, this is no shock, but the canceled Dr. Seuss books are now selling like hotcakes online on eBay and Amazon. And you guys are never going to believe how much people are willing to pay for them.
I love hot. They offer hotcakes. I'll tell you that. 97.1 the ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by St. Joseph Mercy. Road work is coming up today, scheduled to close the M10 southbound exit ramp to Forest Warren Avenue from 9 to 3. Also during that time, periodic double-lane closures can be expected for 275 both directions at Ready Road in Monroe County, and then a left-lane closure today, I-75 southbound at 96 Michigan Avenue. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Wearing a mask is more than protection. It's a bridge to better days. The path back to celebrations with family. Nights out on the town with friends. Game days with your favorite sports teams. And the thrill of live concerts. But until we can all get the COVID-19 vaccine and build community immunity, which will take time, we all need to continue to stay careful, because Michigan's recovery is depending on you, and so are your family, friends, and neighbors. So even after you're vaccinated, wear a mask, avoid large gatherings, and social distance. One day in the near future, we will all be able to put this pandemic behind us. But until then, spread hope, not COVID. Learn more at michigan.gov/coronavirus. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
This is Lila Lazarus. When an emergency happens, don't wait till it's too late to get the care you need. St. Joe's emergency rooms are safe and open, with stringent measures to make sure you get the care you need in a safe environment. Don't delay care. Visit the ER when needed.
Hey Michigan, the Fox Bet Sportsbook app is live. One push of a button brings the boom to sports. Buzzer beaters, boom. Walk-offs, boom. Power play, boom. And did we mention the boom? Plus, new customers get 5 times your money in site credit if Michigan teams score. Boom. Download the Fox Bet Sportsbook app now and don't just bet, Fox Bet. 21 and present in Michigan. Restrictions apply. See exchange begins qualified. FoxBet.com. Get any problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
You've heard about USA Insulation on the radio. You've seen their incredible foam rising up the walls on TV. They've insulated more homes in the Detroit area in the last year than any other year in their 35-year history. And their major growth means a big job opportunity for you. USA Insulation is hiring installer apprentices right now. With their Fast Track program, you can become a foreman in only 6 months, with an earnings potential up to $80,000 per year. You must be able to fit into tight places, lift 40-plus pounds, and not be afraid of climbing a ladder. Construction and installation experience is preferred, but not required. If you want a career instead of a job,
Call USA Insulation today at 1-800-USA-FOAM. That's 1-800-USA-FOAM. Again, make up to $80,000 per year. Plus health insurance, dental, vision, and 401k. 1-800-USA-FOAM. That's 1-800-USA-FOAM or USAinsulation.net.
Way down below. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. 54-50.
Came out of the clouds.
Sounds of the game brought to you by Klipsch Premium Audio.
Klipsch Premium Audio. The combination of thoughtful design, constant innovation, and premium materials creates the ultimate listening experience. Your music has never sounded so good. Klipsch, keepers of the sound. Your spring projects are just around the corner. Consult with Sunbelt Rentals to coordinate your needs for any DIY, industrial, or commercial project with 10 Metro Detroit area locations, including tool, flooring, power generation, and climate control divisions. Sunbelt can help you. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facility safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit. Because shed happens.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Mortgage interest rates are at historic lows, and now's the time to have Hall Financial refinance your home loan. You can shave years off your loan, cut down your payment, or consolidate your debt. Hall Financial can even close your loan in half the time of the competition, all while giving you 5-star service. Don't miss out on these historically low rates. Visit davidhallmortgage.com and start saving now.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Pistons play the Toronto Raptors. Pregame tonight at 6:35 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Chanson.
All right, well, Heather's news in a second, but Mike in Detroit will chime in. We're talking the possibility of Lions selecting Kyle Pitts because of his versatility. His position as a tight end. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys, man, I'm on the job. I'm just listening to you guys.
We appreciate it.
I love you, man, but I disagree on one point. I just don't believe in that you don't take a player because of this pick. You know, like, well, you don't take a tight end with something. My thing is, I was studying the draft history of the Steelers, 49ers,
Stay in the left
Cowboys.
3 lanes.
The Ray Guy was the first round, and they called out they were crazy. And Ray Guy won them games because of the position that
seats, Steve.
This is pathetic. The team wants 8,000.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I can't imagine having only 750 people. Well, I mean, I can't imagine it, but I really can't imagine it. And going to opening day and having 750 people.
I know. Well, I was reading they were right up on the Wings game in Columbus last night. It was the first game they were allowed fans in Columbus, and it was about 1,900 fans, something like that. The Blue Jays players they had no idea what to expect. They said, look, it was really small, but it was just cool having people in the building. It was loud and things like that. So that's good.
I mean, any fans are good fans. Yes, I'm not going to complain about that. But thinking of going to Comerica Park and only having 750 people there.
Well, also don't forget, if the numbers continue to be good, the next couple of weeks, things could change again and be more favorable.
It's just the whole thing. You have to wear a mask if you go to a game. I get it. You have to socially distance. But every 10 rows, you could put 6 people. That's more than 750 people, I would think.
I think shopping malls are closer.
It's ridiculous. It's almost like they're rubbing like.
We're gonna throw you a bone, and you better learn.
Everything. The whole problem with this stuff is it's so arbitrary. That's my biggest problem.
All right, let me quickly get to this last story that I teased. Prices for these canceled Dr. Seuss books are skyrocketing on eBay and Amazon. So obviously after news broke that 6 Dr. Seuss books would no longer be published due to racist images, buyers are placing bids in the hundreds and the thousands of dollars to buy these copies of the books that really had been selling for about $5 in the previous week. So one of these books, The Cat's Quizzer, it's from 1976. On eBay, it skyrocketed to $510, and on Amazon, $1,000, which seems outrageous, but it's not the craziest one I've got. A hardcover copy of And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street is going for $10,000 on Amazon and $4,400 on eBay.
Wow.
And all of them, if you look them up, their prices have just increased like crazy.
See, I know we have somewhere some Dr. Seuss books, but not those. I know we have The Cat in the Hat.
Though, these are all older books, like On Beyond Zebras from 1955. So they're older copies, but even that, $760 on eBay. It's wild. So crazy.
Cancel culture is gotta go. All right, thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, who's the best number 98? I got 3, and we need help with the 4th. And I have one in there, personal bias. I admit it. 97.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They got great odds on all different betting markets. It's unique. Fun bet types like same-game parlays and exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boost on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game. Here's my experience with the FanDuel app. It's easy to use, easy to deposit, easy to find your bet, and perhaps most importantly, it's safe and secure. Right now, FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Seriously, there's no strings attached. Just place your bet. If you win, you keep the cash. And if you lose, you get your entire bet up to $1,000 back in credit. If you've never tried the FanDuel Sportsbook app, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and get started. Use the promo code Doug so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook app, promo code Doug. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
Unsolved Mysteries, the iconic television series, is now a podcast. All new mysteries of terrifying abductions, bizarre paranormal encounters, heinous killers, and unexplained deaths. Unsolved Mysteries is available now for free on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At DTE, your safety is always top of mind. That's one of the reasons why we monitor gas lines 24/7, 365, constantly upgrade our infrastructure, and address our customers' concerns without delay. It's also why J.D. Power ranked DTE first in customer satisfaction for residential natural gas service among large utilities in the Midwest. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. DTE. For all the dinners cooked, something smells good. For all the clothes dried, there's safe, reliable natural gas from DTE. In fact, as ranked by J.D. Power, we're first in customer satisfaction for residential natural gas service among large utilities in the Midwest. So enjoy those hot tub dips. Now this is the life. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. DTE.
Everybody, this is Boomer Esiason. When you own a business, you're the owner of everything. Sales, finance, customer service, and fortunately, Indeed is uniquely qualified to help you really own hiring. Right when you sponsor a job post, Indeed's instant match searches through the millions of resumes in their database to deliver candidates whose resume fit your job description immediately. Then you can invite them to apply to your job right away. Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit.
When's the last time you looked at your bathroom? Second thought, you might not want to make eye contact with that old faucet. It's time to head to Lowe's for some home improvement. Choose from stylish brands like American Standard, Delta, and Style Selections, and transform your before bathroom into an amazing after bathroom. Woohoo! You can't see her, but she's high-fiving herself. Don't just do it yourself. Do it for yourself. Stop by Lowe's or visit lowes.com/DIFY for vanities starting at $99. Valid through 3/31 U.S. only.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
The Detroit Red Wings play the Carolina Hurricanes. Speaking tomorrow at 6:45 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All right. By the way,